I almost said good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Exercise with Exos. I hope y'all are ready for a really good workout. We're not gonna be doing as many leg things as we did last week. Still a lot of leg stuff, and we are not doing any burpees today. So we got those out of the way yesterday with Luis, so we're not doing any today. So fear not. Um, but we are going to be doing a fun little circuit today. So we're going to start off, and by start off, I mean the whole 3 rounds that we're doing are going to be 45 seconds of the first exercise, 15 seconds of the second exercise. So we're going to be doing 2 exercises per minute essentially, and then we're going to go through that 3 times. We got 6 different movements, technically 7 if you count that second part. So I'll go ahead and get started explaining everything. Sorry, when you cook something in my apartment, apparently it makes it all smoky. So if I start coughing, it's because I apparently am soaking myself out of my apartment. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be doing a 3-way lunge. So we're gonna start off on the right leg here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna step forward, and then we're gonna step to the side, and then to the back. So we're gonna stay on that leg. Technically, when we go back, it is the left leg, but we're moving the right leg first. So we're gonna do that for 45 seconds. So front, side, and back. And then once we finish that 45 seconds of the right leg, we're gonna go ahead and do some skips slash marching. So if you're not in a place to jump, then just feel free to do marches just like this. But if we are gonna be skipping, we're gonna be double tapping the march movement. Okay, so you're gonna have one knee up and then you'll put that knee down, double tap. So we're just double tapping here. It's not really necessarily a skip, it's more of a quick double tap. So we're hopping up and coming right back down. So that's that skip. And spoiler alert, we're gonna be doing that every single time. So we're gonna be marching and skipping for those 15-second intervals of quote unquote rest. So that's what we're gonna be doing. So we're doing the 3-leg lunge with the right leg, and then we're gonna go ahead and do some inchworms with a push-up. So you're gonna start on one side, forward fold, walk those hands out into a plank position, push up, and then you're going to push your body up and walk your feet, stand up, turn around, and go back the way you came. So we're just gonna be going back and forth with that. You probably are only gonna get between 2 and 4 of those in that 45 seconds. So that's the second thing. And then after that, we're gonna do skips slash marches. And then we're gonna go back to the 3-way lunge with the other leg. So left leg now, forward, side, and back. So doing that for 45 seconds and then skipping slash marching. And then we're going to do some IYTs. So we've done all of these separately, but this time we're gonna be doing it together. So we're gonna bend over, hinging at the hips, core tight, push those hips back, hands are gonna come in front. We're gonna come up into a Y, an I, and then we're gonna make a Y, and then we're gonna make a T. So it's going to look like I, Y, and then T. So that is what we're gonna do after that. And then we're gonna do skips slash marches. And then we're gonna go ahead and get some curtsy lunges going. So we're gonna be curtsy lunging, alternating each side with a squat in between. So we step back here into that curtsy lunge, hips are forward, stepping back in diagonal, squeeze the glutes, squat, curtsy lunge, squat. So that's what we're gonna be doing for that next exercise. And then again, skips and marches after that. And then finally, we're gonna go ahead and get on the ground into our plank position on our hands, core is nice and tight. We're gonna be touching each knee to each elbow. So we're exhaling, keeping the glutes squeezed, core nice and tight, hands below the shoulders. And we're gonna do that for 45 seconds. And then again, skips slash marches for the 15 seconds. So that is gonna be the whole workout. So we can go ahead and get started with our warm up. And we're gonna be doing the world's greatest stretch to start off. So thank you, Luis. He has put that workout in the chat. So if you get lost or confused, you're not sure what we're doing, that's gonna be in the chat box for us. So thank you, Luis, for putting that in there for us. And we're gonna get started with the world's greatest stretch. So we're gonna start at the top of our space here. We're going to interlace our fingers and we're gonna scoop up our right knee, bring that knee towards the chest. So core is nice and tight, pulling that knee as close as we can. And on our exhale, stepping back into that reverse lunge, back leg nice and flat. And by flat, I mean straight. Hands on the inside of that front foot. And we're going to take a big deep breath in on the exhale. Bring that left arm up towards the ceiling. We're gazing past our thumb. Back leg still nice and flat. And on the next exhale, placing that hand on the outside of our front foot, pushing ourselves up into that hamstring stretch. And on our next exhale, bringing the right foot next to the left foot, squeeze the glutes, stand on up. Awesome. So now we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So interlace those fingers, scoop up that left knee now, bringing it towards the chest. Big deep breath on the exhale, stepping back into that reverse lunge, back leg nice and straight. Hands on the inside of that front foot. We're going to plant that left hand, open up, bringing the right hand towards the ceiling, gazing past that thumb. Keeping the back leg nice and flat. On our next exhale, placing the hand on the outside of that front foot, pushing ourselves up into that hamstring stretch. And on our next exhale, bringing the left foot next to the right foot, standing on up. Awesome. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our arms a little bit more warmed up here. So we're going to get it into our plank position on our hands. So into that tall plank. We're going to keep that core tight, our back flat, our shoulder blades engaged here. And we're going to exhale, push ourselves up into that pike or down dog position. So we're going to get a nice shoulder stretch here, nice back stretch. Even if you plant your heels into the ground, you're going to get a calf stretch. And then we're going to go back to the plank. And on our next exhale, back to that pike position. We're going to do this a couple more times. So we're just going to be flowing back and forth through the two, holding each one for about 2 to 3 seconds. So we get a nice stretch while we're also warming things up. And let's go ahead and do one more here, pushing ourselves up into that pike or down dog position and back to that plank. We can go ahead and set the knees down. We're going to get ready to get started then with this fun circuit. So starting off with our 3-way lunge, right leg is doing the moving first, okay? So 45 seconds of the right leg. Gonna get the timer here. In 3, 2, 1, and go. So right foot is going to be coming forward into a lunge, side into a lunge, and back to that reverse lunge. So we're doing a nice 3-way lunge here. Stand over here. And want to make sure our whole foot is on the ground each time. Heel, big toe, little toe, pushing the ground away from us. And that front lunge, the forward lunge, we're going to feel that more in our quad. The side lunge, we're going to feel in the glutes a little bit more. And that reverse lunge is going to be mainly glutes and hamstrings. So we're hitting all aspects of the legs today. Great job. Keep pushing. 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And we are either marching or skipping. So straight into either marching or skipping. So for skipping, it's a double tap. Knees are coming up. We got inchworms coming up next with that push-up. 3, 2, 1. So we're going down, forward fold, walk those hands out. And when we're in that plank, we're going to do a push-up, then push ourselves up into that pike, walk the feet towards the hands, squeeze glutes, stand back up. So like I said, we're only going to be getting a few of these in here because these are quite the long movement, but making sure that we're keeping those hands under the shoulders, protecting our shoulders while we're in that plank, keeping those elbows tight through the push-up, making sure we're not forgetting to breathe. All right, you guys, we'll have 5 seconds. Try and get another one in 3, 2, 1. All right, straight into marching or skipping. So up next, we're doing that 3-way lunge again, but we're doing that with the left leg doing the work now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so forward lunge now with the left, lateral lunge with the left, reverse lunge with the left leg moving back. Now that part is a little bit confusing, but it does make it easier that we're not counting reps. We're just going through the motion here, aiming for nice quality reps, letting that knee track past our second toe, making sure our whole foot is on the ground. Great job, you guys. Keep pushing. Like I said, it's a little bit less leg work than last time. We did a lot of walking lunges last week. This time we're doing a lot of different lunges. 3, 2, 1, and we are marching or skipping again. Up next, the IYTs. We're going to be hinging at the hips, making nice I's, Y's, and T's. 3, 2, 1. All right, feet are going to be shoulder width apart, pushing our hips back, squeezing through the shoulders here. I, Y, T. So those T's are going to feel a little bit more in the backs of our shoulders. Each one progressively, we're going to feel more in the back. Want to make sure our core is tight, our pelvis is tucked, so our back is nice and flat. We want all of that weight to be carried through our glutes and our hamstrings. So our knees are going to be roughly over the arch of our foot, pushing those hips back. So it's kind of like we're doing an RDL. I keep missing the Y's. All right, we got skips, marches coming up in 3, 2, 1. And then we got those curtsy lunges with the squat in between each side. So we're alternating with that squat, staying nice and low. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping back and diagonal into that curtsy lunge, and then squatting, curtsy lunge, and squatting. Want to make sure we're keeping our balance by keeping our core tight. Our back is nice and flat. Our chest is up. Want to make sure that when we are curtsy lunging, we're not coming forward here. We want to be nice and tall through that chest. And our glutes are, we're squeezing the glutes. And those hips are facing forward. So when I step diagonally, if you notice, my hips are still facing the camera. That's going to give us the most glute engagement here, letting those knees track over that second toe. 3, 2, 1. All right, marching or skipping here. And then we got plank, knee to elbow. You can even challenge yourself and do mountain climbers if you so please. But 3, 2, 1. So we're in that plank position. We're keeping our butt down. The higher our butt is, the less core engagement we're going to get out of this. We're exhaling, bringing each knee up. Hips are down. Hips are also facing down. We don't want to rotate those hips. We want to keep those headlights towards the ground here. Keeping our shoulders right over our wrists. Protect those shoulder joints, just like with those inchworms. Great job, y'all. We got skips coming up next here. 3, 2, 1. All right, great job, y'all. After these skips, we got the 3-way lunge with the right leg. We got 2 more rounds to go. 1 down, 2 to go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, right leg now, 3-way lunge. So we're back at the top of the circuit here, letting our knee track past that second toe each time. Keeping our chest up, just like with curtsy lunges, we want to make sure our chest is directly over the arch of our foot, like our center of mass is. But if you can see from the way I'm lunging this way, my chest isn't coming down. It's still staying nice and tall, pushing the ground away from me, not relying on my low back to do any of the work, just using the legs. So core is tight, squeezing the glutes and the quads with each rep. 3, 2, 1. And we're skipping or marching. You can also use these rest periods to get water, which I keep coughing, so I need it. Always important to stay hydrated. 3, 2, 1. Inchworms. So forward fold, walk those hands out, push up, and then walk your feet in. If you need to bend your legs a little bit, definitely go ahead and bend those legs. Want to make sure we are doing what is available to us today. Keeping those hands under the shoulders as we push up. And then walking those feet back in. We got a few more seconds left. Try and get one more done. 3, 2, 1. All right. Skips or marches, or get a sip of water if you need it. Our 3-way lunges with the opposite leg is coming up next. 3, 2, 1. So our left leg now, stepping forward, stepping to the side, and stepping back. So using those legs, keeping our chest up, nice and tall. Heel big toe, little toe on the ground. Don't forget to breathe. It does help if you exhale. As we contract our muscles, it helps a little bit with explosiveness. It also helps if we inhale as we prepare to keep that core nice and tight. Great job, y'all. Keep pushing. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1, and we're skipping or marching. And up next, we got the IYTs coming up. We're hinging at our hips. 3, 2, 1. Feet shoulder width apart, hips are back. Coming up, IYT. So our shoulder blades are pulled down and back, so we're actively using the shoulder blades the whole time. Great job. Keep pushing. These sometimes can burn. If they're too easy, go ahead and grab maybe some water bottles or a couple really light dumbbells, like 2-3 pounds, maybe 5. Be a good burnout for those shoulders. Be great for posture. I love these for posture work. Great job. 3, 2, 1. Skips or marches. And then we got that curtsy lunge with the squat in between. Coming up next. And then our plank knee to elbow. 3, 2, 1. So curtsy lunge, and then squat, curtsy lunge, squat, pushing the ground away from us. Hips are forward. So after this, we'll do another thing of skips and marches, and then we will do plank knee to elbow, and then we are going to be doing skips and marches, and then we're going to start back at the top for one last round of this. We only got one more thing of lunges on each leg. Yay. You know, we all love lunges. Great for the legs. 3, 2, 1. All right, skips or marches. And then our plank, knee to elbow. Great job, you guys. Keep pushing. 3, 2, 1. Okay, in our plank position. Hands below the shoulders. Lock those shoulder blades into place. Exhale. We bring each knee to each elbow. Great job, you guys. Use those cores. Keep our butts down, glutes slightly engaged here. Bring those knees as close to the elbows as we can. Already starting to get the burn on my core. If you know me, you know I love shoulders. You know I hate training core. But we do the things we don't like. 3, 2, 1. Marches or skips. And then we got the 3-way lunge coming up. Right leg first. And then we'll do more marches and skips. 3, 2, 1. So right leg is first. Squeezing the glutes, keeping our core tight. Chest is up. It does help with forward and reverse lunges to make sure we're not stepping directly behind the leg we're using. We want to be out a little bit more to help with balance. Sometimes our balance can get off a little bit. It's because it's like we're walking on a tightrope when we're lunging. We want it to be in line with our hips, not in line with each other. Great job. This is our last time doing this on this leg. 3, 2, 1. Marches or skips. And then we got our inchworms coming up next. Last round of inchworms with the push up here. 3, 2, 1. So feet shoulder width, walking those hands out, pushing ourselves up, walking those feet to our hands. Squeeze the glutes, stand up. Want to keep that core tight, especially as we stand up. Make sure we're using our legs and not our low back here. Still remembering to breathe. Great job, you guys. Try and get a few more done here. Push the ground away from you with your hands. 3, 2, 1. We are marching or skipping here. Great job. All right, up next, 3-way lunge with the left leg. 3, 2, 1. Left leg is going forward, side, and back. Great job, you guys. Really pushing the ground away from us. Heel, big toe, little toe. Making sure our chest is staying up. We got skips next, and then we are doing the IYTs after that. Really use those legs, keep the core tight, making sure we're stepping out a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Skips or marches. Great job. All right, IYTs are next. 3, 2, 1. Pushing those hips back, arms above head. IYT. We want to make sure we're getting at least parallel with the ground is the goal. Don't really want to go any higher than where our shoulders are at, especially if we're using any weights here. Not forgetting to breathe, making sure our glutes and our hamstrings are holding our weight of our body, not our low back. So if we're starting to feel in our low back, push those hips back a little further, bend your knees a little bit more. Great job, we're almost there. We got skips and then we got curtsy lunges with that squat. 3, 2, 1. Marching or skipping. Great job, you guys. Curtsy lunge with a squat. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping back and behind. Hips are forward, squatting. Making sure we're alternating through the 2. Great job. Pushing the ground away from us. Hips staying forward. Knees tracking past the second toe. Awesome. This is our last time doing this. We're going to skip after this, and then we got our plank, knee to elbow. And then we're going to go into a nice slow cool down. And then we're going to finish off our Thursday nice and strong. 3, 2, 1. March or skip. And then plank, knee to elbow. And then 1 more skip or march. 3, 2, 1. On the ground in our high plank here. Butt is down. We're exhaling, using the core to lift our knees up. Our shoulder blades are locked in. Help keep a flat line from our head to our butt to our toes. If our hips are too high, We're not going to feel that in our core. And it no longer becomes a core exercise. We really want to work the pillar here today. Shoulders, our core, our low back, and our hips. We're almost there. Finishing strong. 3, 2, 1. Last thing is skips and marches. And then we'll go ahead and cool down. Great job finishing up good and strong here. 3, 2, 1. And we are done with that circuit. Whew. Great job, you guys. Okay. Take a big deep breath. Get some water if you need it. And we're going to make our way onto the ground for our cool down. So we're going to be on our hands and our knees for everything we're going to do today. First thing we're going to do is we're going to stretch out our chest and our upper back. So on those hands and our knees, we're going to take the right hand, thread it through in between the right arm, the left arm and the left leg. So right arm between the left arm and the left leg, pushing the hand to the ground, pulling away with your upper back. It's going to help us open up our back after those IYTs. And if you need some extra chest opener, go ahead and wrap that left arm all the way around your body, tucking that hand into the hip of the opposite side. Starting to slow our breath down. Exhaling a little bit more than we're inhaling here. Awesome. Let's go ahead and do one more big inhale here. And slowly exhale. And we can go ahead, place the left hand back on the ground, and then the right hand, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So left arm now, going to thread through between the right arm and the right leg, head on the ground, pushing the back of our hand into the ground, pulling away with the upper back. And then if you need that chest stretch, go ahead and wrap that right arm all the way around your body, tucking it into the back hip here. Slowing that breath down a little bit more. Let's go ahead and do one more big inhale. Slowly exhale. We can make our way back onto our hands and our knees. And from here, we are going to bring our hips. We're still on our hands and our knees. We're going to bring the glutes to the heels. You can take your knees a little bit wider. Bring those glutes to the heels. Walk those hands out, forehead, chin, or cheek to the ground for some child's pose. So we're going to inhale nice and deep into our belly, feeling the low back expand. Exhaling, relaxing, letting those hips sink deeper into our heels. Slowing the breath down. And let's go ahead and do one more big inhale. Slowly exhaling. And you can go ahead. You can stay there for a little longer if you'd like, or you can come up onto your hands and your knees. And you can return to wherever you'd like, seated, kneeling, standing. But that is going to conclude this exercise with Exos. Thank you all so much for coming. Really happy to have you all here with me. I love getting to work out with you guys on Thursdays. Great job. I know it was a lot of marching, a lot of skipping, but that was a good workout. I know I'm sweaty. So thank you all for coming. Don't forget, we do have one more stretch break today at 2:30 with Luis. So he's going to help us stretch out after that workout. And then he is also teaching abs and core mobility tonight at 4:30. And then we have our 2 classes tomorrow, 7 a.m. sport performance and mindset reset, and then 12 p.m. functional fitness Friday and guided breathing. So you're going to have a lot of movement and a lot of relaxation as well. So don't miss out on those, but I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And